What do helium balloons have to do with helping students actually think more in math class? Well, I'll get to that in less than 30 seconds, but first I want to ask you a question. Do you ever find yourself wondering how we can get students to think more for themselves, to move beyond just following step-by-step instructions, and truly engage with the math concepts? I've been there too, and I have learned strategies that actually work. Then the other day, related to this work, my son asked me a question that got me thinking. We were just sitting on the couch when he turned to me and said, "Hey Dad, how many helium balloons do you think I'd need to be holding to feel like I was walking on the moon?" It caught me a little bit off guard, but he asked me questions like this often. And I thought to myself, that's a good question. Do you mean how many helium balloons would it take you to fly in the air? And then he said, "No, Dad, that would be silly. I don't want to fly. I just want to feel like I'm walking on the moon, with less gravity and such." Of course, I'm the one being silly. I get it. But either way, I was impressed with the question, and I thought it was a really good, thought-provoking question. But here's the thing. I didn't answer it because I didn't know the answer, and I didn't even dive into thinking about the answer. The first thing I did was I turned to him and I asked, "How do you think we could solve this problem? What other information do we need? What would be your first step?" And I'll be honest with you, we spent the next 20 minutes having an in-depth conversation about how much can a helium balloon lift? How much do you weigh? What about the ribbons? But here's the thing. I don't want to share the answer with you. Instead, what I want you actually to do is I want to give you this same question. How would you approach this problem? What math concepts, what ideas might you use? What information might you look up to figure out how many helium balloons you would need to lift you up enough so that it feels like you're walking on the moon with the moon's gravity? In the comments, I want you to share what it is you would do to solve this problem, because that's how we get students to think. We get them to think by sharing how they would solve problems instead of telling them step by step. What is it you would do to solve this problem? What are some steps and some information you might find?